Okay, very good morning, team.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, what happened? Only 3 responded.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Chandu.
Good morning. Not much sound today. You're still in yesterday's leave mode. So usually, what is the count that we have every day? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
22,
8,
I think.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
24 to
16,
24.
24 to 20. Yeah. But one thing I observed is like you guys are preparing it well, but I could only see like around 7 to 8 people every time responding on the group. Rest of the team, like what happened? Like, are you guys not understanding the class, or do you expect me to uh, repeat one more time? Do you have any complaints? Please tell me, guys. As I have already told you in the beginning of the classes, this is not the theoretical part. This is not the reading book kind of thing. You will have to practice. You will have to practice lots of programs. You'll have to write. Then only you will become a complete programmer. So I'll tell you the basic concepts. Then I'm done with my class. I'm just go away. I'll tell you all the concepts in Java. Then I'll go away. You are the guys who's gonna write the programs. You should develop your logical sense. As long as you keep writing many different programs, that's when you develop your logical sense. Okay, you have for looping, you have for, you have do while, you have while, and you have extended for, you have many such things. And you can, when you start practicing, you will get to know, okay, this is where I can apply this. If I apply this, I'll get into trouble. I can get this program with do while, I can get this program with while, I can write this with a while inside a while, or I can do it something different. All these things, you will understand by practicing more and more programs, guys. Okay, I'm seeing regularly 7 to 8 guys every time posting it into the group, and I would highly recommend remaining guys to come forward and practice and put it into the group. That's when you will get better hold of Java programming. Understand, guys?
Yes.
See, I'm not forcing you. I'm not any school college trainer or something. Treat me as your friend, and you guys are seeing it, right? Every day I'm doing the recap. I'm not leaving the concepts behind that yesterday's, day before yesterday's. Every day we're starting discussing by covering all the concepts that we discussed earlier, right? Why? Because I don't want you guys to forget the topics. That is why I'm repeating every day. That will again consume me another 5 to 10 minutes of time in a class. But even then, I'm repeating every day because we do not want to forget any concept that we are discussing in our any of the classes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Then let's start off with the session. Then someone will do the recap of the yesterday's session or day before. Just come forward, guys. See, there's no one here. Yeah, someone is talking.
Yeah, really fast we discuss about arrays
Okay.
and ternary operators
Mm-hmm.
and for programs for
Loops.
And for loops, yes.
Correct. How many kinds of loops we have?
Basically 3, and actually there is 5, but we already have used 3, for, while,
Yeah.
and do while.
Correct. While, do while,
do
for
while,
loop.
Yes.
while.
So most generally, these 3 will be using mostly. So you also have extended for loop, which has started from Java 1.5. Okay. And then streams, there is some concept called streams that will be like high end. We'll discuss in end of our training sessions. So once you get better hold of all these loops concepts, we'll get into streams. Otherwise, it will be a complete confusion.
Yes,
Okay,
Chandu,
before that,
actually,
yeah,
I'm having a problem that
Yeah.
I know what is for loop, or I know what is do loop and what does it do, but I am not able to,
Mhm.
apply it on a program, that how we are using it in a program. I just can't get that logic.
See, while we are starting discussing on loops, we discussed something. Do you remember? When do we apply loops? Okay, when do we apply loops? So I want to write a program to display my name like a 10 times. Okay, I can write 10 times. How many lines it will occupy? 10 lines it will occupy. Okay,
Yeah.
in order to write in there, if there is a repeated task, if there is a repeated lines of code you wanted to write, in such cases, to avoid those repeatedly writing all those number of lines, we go for loops. Loop is nothing but it keeps on repeating in a single circle, correct?
Yeah.
So in cases of repeating, let's say like someone asks you to write um, marks for all the students in a class. Okay, so let's say
Yeah.
we have 24 members in the class. What do you do? Okay, Monica 95, Saurav 90, Asha Kumar 85, Harsha. Like this, if you write how many lines? 24 lines of code you will get into,
24,
and
yeah.
again it will consume lot of time, right?
Yes.
Simply, if you iterate them, what is the count? 24. You already know it,
24.
right?
Yes.
You already know it. So 24, you just iterate it and then you just display it. Then no, 24 lines of code will come into 3 lines of code. Am I right? So
Yes.
whenever there is a task of repeatedly writing statements, you use loops. Okay.
Yeah.
To avoid repetitive, we can write them in loop. As simple as that.
No, actually, the problem is like you gave us a homework in Fibonacci series. Okay.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
I know the program for Fibonacci series, but I can't understand the logic behind it. That is the problem. I know what to use the loop and all, but I can't understand the logic for why am I
Uh,
doing writing this. This is the problem actually.
okay. You have written the program already. Who is talking?
Sort of.
Saurav. Okay, Saurav, you have written the program already.
Yeah, I have seen the programs that were sent to the groups, and I wrote them and they worked actually. But how they are working, that is what I am not
So
getting.
that is the reason I have told you to do the debugging the program. Okay. You put the breakpoint, Saurav, in your code. You put the breakpoint, click on F6, F6, F6. Then it will go into line by line execution of program. Okay. Then you
Okay.
will understand how the program is looping inside a for loop. Then only you will exactly understand. Okay.
Okay.
So there we have seen somewhere, right? Fibonacci series. 1 second. I'll just give me 5 minutes, guys. I'll just or I'll do one thing, so I'll connect with you later. Okay. I'll explain
Okay.
you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, sure. For the sake
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
class, we'll
Yeah.
continue. I'll connect
Yeah.
with you later. Okay, I'll explain you. Or else we do one thing. Last time we discussed, right? We're gonna generate a report card for an student. In that, I'll cover the for loop also. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
you will understand then. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe along with the class, we'll do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, guys. Then we discussed loop, and you guys are still not forgot the conditions, right? If condition,
And switch condition,
switch
Switch.
condition, else if condition,
nested if condition,
Instead of
nested if, ladder if.
Else if
Okay,
one.
ladder equals ladder.
these things you are gonna do daily, guys. As any requirements, you'll have to write the if condition for loops. This thing is quite very frequent. That is the reason I'm again and again repeating the same things. And anyways, we discussed data types, we discussed data operators. Okay, before that initially it all started with declaring a variable, right?
Yes.
Now we go into, there is as I said, like from 1.5 there is one more loop is there, right? Extended for loop.
Extended for, yes.
So let's take like So if there is anything written under this, what will happen, guys?
No, your
Like,
screen is not
Yes,
visible.
screen is not
okay,
visible.
scroll. Fine. Visible now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So guys, keep remember one more thing. Anything, if you write like this,
That is a comment.
this
Comment.
is a comment. Will this line gets executed?
No.
No.
No. Okay, if you wanted to write a group of, if you wanted to group some lines with comment, you'll do it with like this.
Multi-line comments.
Multi-line comment. /* automatically it takes. And then whatever, if you write here, sample Java programs, whatever you write under here, all those will be commented. Okay, generally it's always a good practice to give some comments. If you write some for loop or some method, you should give a comment. What is the reason or what is the purpose that you are writing that particular lines of code? So that if you save it and if you leave it there, then if someone else came working on the same program, they will easily understand your logic. Okay. So we take, what is the example that we took for last for loop? Saurav, you concentrate, Saurav. Okay.
Yes.
For first, what do we do, Saurav? Initialize it. Initialize variable int I
First you
equal to
initialize it,
0.
then we give a condition.
Then we give the condition. Let's take like we, as we have already covered our arrays. Why do we use arrays, by the way?
To hold
To
the
hold
multiple
multiple
values.
values
Multiple
trace in the variable.
values within a variable.
To hold multiple values within a single variable.
Whatever.
What is my variable here? Marks.
Marks.
Okay, marks is my variable. I'm holding multiple variables. Let's say 98, 99, 86 or 78. Okay, see all these variable, all these values I'm storing in a single array variable called marks. So here I don't know. Earlier when we are declaring, there is multiple ways of declaring arrays, guys. Earlier, what did we do when we're declaring a variable? Array. The other way of declaring array. Does anybody tell me? Okay, I'll come back. Int marks equal to new int of 5. You guys forgot this? So, or did we discuss this? Int marks equal to new int of 5?
No,
This is a
no.
new topic.
Oh, okay. Then I'll cover it today then. See, int mark, I forgot, like I thought we already discussed it. Int marks equal to 9. How many I have hit here? 4 only. So int I equal to 0, I less than or equal to
4.
I less than or equal to
3.
Tell me.
4.
No. See, array has some default methods, right? Marks dot length.
Okay. Yeah.
See, tomorrow I might give you some 5, 7, 8. Even if I can give you 10. So I don't depend on this. Okay, I only depends on whatever that value. How many values will come into this marks variable? I'll take marks dot length. Marks dot. See, automatically it is giving you marks dot length, and then I increment it. I plus plus. Sys out. I'm gonna print this. First, before that, let me just print sys out marks dot length. Let me just print the sys out marks dot length. Okay. Then inside the for loop, sys out less than marks dot length. Sorry, we already created one. Marks of I. Okay, that's it. So simple for loop, guys. I'm taking this example again. I wanted to explain you what is the extended for loop. So if I run this program, if I just run this program, see what is this length?
Yes.
This system.out.println, I'm printing the marks.length. By default, when I use the marks.length, it has given me, the length of the array variable. The length of the array variable, when I use the marks.length, it has given me. And when I try to for loop, so where I'm applying the for loop here? Where am I applying for loop here?
For printing all the marks.
Yeah, on array variable marks, I'm applying for loop. Correct? I'm writing for loop on marks. Let's say here int I equal to 0. That is the reason I'm saying I less than marks dot length. That is meaning that this for loop I wanted to use loop with all the values inside the array variable. That is the reason I said here marks dot length. So 98 one time, 99 one time, 86 one time, 78 one time. It 4 times it loops. Okay. And each time when I'm looping, I've written system.out.println to print the marks. Okay.
Okay.
That's about the for loop. Any questions?
Why it is not repeating the marks?
What?
Why it is not repeating the marks?
Why it is not repeating the marks? I didn't understand your question. What is the question?
Yeah,
What do you
if
mean by it is
the
not repeating?
mark length is 4, okay,
Correct. Correct.
it is supposed to print all that 4 number and then
Guys, please,
shouldn't
others,
it
please
repeat
mute.
it?
Others, please mute. Yes, sir. Tell me, sir.
So after printing all the 4 marks, shouldn't it repeat?
No. See, what is the marks dot length? 4, right?
Yes.
So initially for the first loop, I is 0. Correct?
Yes.
Then after first loop, we are incremented here. Correct?
Yeah, that is
I
one.
plus.
Yes.
I becomes 1.
Yes.
Second loop, I becomes 1. Third loop, I becomes 2.
2.
Okay. Fourth loop, I becomes 3.
Yes.
Okay. Then next loop, I becomes
Because
4.
4. Yes.
4 less than 4. We're not used 4 equal less than or equal to. 4 is not less than 4, right? 4 is equal to 4.
Okay,
Correct?
so whenever we're out of the condition, it stops printing.
That's what it is coming out of that for loop.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah, okay.
Simple. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. So we have, as I said, we have one more for loop, which is, extended for loop. So we'll write it here itself. Let's say that also will have the same for loop syntax only. Okay. Here, on which variable I'm writing for loop? Marks.
Marks.
Okay. Marks is of integer array.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Marks is of integer array. That means marks holds 4 integer values, right?
Yes.
So that is the reason I'll say int x of marks. Int x of marks. What happened?
I think there should be another closing bracket.
We haven't opened it here. Something missed.
After braces, semicolon is there. Remove
Okay.
this.
Okay, fine. This is class. This is class closing braces, and this is public static void main. Okay.
Yes.
That is the reason that lead to small kind of confusion. Here we know that we already know that marks is an integer array. Marks is an integer array. So our requirement is to loop this marks array variable. Whatever values that this marks contains, we need to loop one by one with each value. So I'm saying that, int x, this is my variable I declared, int x of marks. Simple. Int x of marks. Sys out marks. Sys out marks x. Hello, has anybody has any questions?
Address Srikanth.Nandam007 to.
Okay, see now we have now two loops now. Both are for guys. Please mute yourself if you're not talking to me. Okay, see again the same. Okay, let's say system.out. Okay, this is the extended for loop, guys. This is the extended for loop. Star hash xten extended for loop. Okay, so let me just give any questions, guys. Extended for loop, it is very simple. It is simpler than the for loop. You see, for defining any for loop, you have, sorry, here it is extended for loop. This is extended for loop. This is normal for loop. This is normal for loop. Normal for loop, you will initialize the I variable, you will declare one int variable, and you go looping one by one in complete marks.length. How many values that marks.length holds? Like, let's say tomorrow it might come to 66, 33, 44, 55. How many ever this particular marks of array consists, in each value it will just loop one by one. How does it holds the value? Let's say paint. Let's take me like a small example. So if we declare like int m equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, consider it like this, guys. Or now we take it like int n equal to 5. Okay,
Yes.
this value n, what is the value of n?
5.
5. Here this is normal integer variable. So we don't have any confusions here. Here, integer
Array.
holds multiple values. So if we have to define array, let's take it like a box. Here, 1. So this is how I'm keeping the values, right? M has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values. M has multiple values. 2, 3, 4. M array has all this value. At position 0, 1 is there. At position 1, 2 is there. At position 2, 3 is there. At position 3, 4 is there. At position 4, 5 is there. Correct?
Yes.
You guys agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if I do the for loop here, I'm just taking a variable like int I equal to 0. Int I equal to 0. This I'm repeatedly, I'll have to do it with all these values, right? If I wanted to print all these values inside the M array, first I'm taking one normal variable like for int I equal to 0, I less than M. Only M will be enough, or I need to type M dot length,
M dot
length.
because M dot length will give me how many values are present inside the array variable. M dot length will give me how many values are present inside an array value. That is the reason we are using M dot length. I plus plus, and when I'm printing, each value inside a array variable, yes, system dot out dot println. Here I'm specifically writing M of I. Guys, tell me, whoever understood this, why am I writing M of I? Saurav, come on. Why am I writing M of I, Saurav?
M of I think
Because think
In
through,
order to
Saurav.
print the first element in an
Not
array.
just with first element, every element in array, because we are in for loop. Correct? Because we are in for loop, because with the I only I'm iterating each value, right? Here.
yes.
Correct, Saurav?
Yes.
With I, see, that is the reason I initialized with 0. I'm assigning the maximum value to M dot length. Okay,
Yes.
that means 4. So M of, usually what did I say here? I should have 1 second, guys. See here, when I said 0 value, it is M of 0. Do you agree with me, Saro?
Yes.
This is M of 1. M is our value array, right?
Yes.
So this is M of 2. 4 is in M of 3. 4 is in M of 3. M of 4, we have 5 value. So as I'm iterating with I variable in all the values of an array, so when each iterating on the first loop, what is the I? 0, right?
0.
Yes.
That is the reason I'm giving M, just simply M of I. When it loops for the first time, it is M of 0. When it loops for the second time,
M of 1.
1.
M of 1. M of 1, what does it print? SOP?
1.
2.
2.
2. You're getting it, Saro. Correct? You're understanding the for loop, right? Now M of 3, when I becomes 3, when I becomes 3, what does this SOP prints?
4.
4.
4 value. When M becomes 4, what does it print? 5.
5.
When M becomes 5, what does it print?
It doesn't print
throws
anything.
exception.
Array index
Super,
out of bound
super. It
exception.
doesn't print anything because we already exhausted with the number of values. M dot length is already crossed. It will just throw you array out of bound error. Now clear, Saurav?
Yes.
Why do we need a for loop?
Yes.
Keep practicing, Saurav. Keep practicing. You will understand, because going forward, we're going to see now that we, where is my mouse? Now we are in the concepts called single dimension array. Single dimension array. Single dimension array is this one. After single dimension array, we will see multiple dimension array. Multiple dimension array. This is our next immediate concept. Multiple dimension arrays. Multiple dimension arrays. It will be something like int, not single array. Multiple dimension arrays. M equal to, here we'll write now 9. I'll tell you later. Then when it is single dimension, it will come like this. Okay, when
Yeah.
multiple dimension, it will have two array values inside a single variable. Okay, I'll come there. I'll explain you that how does it comes multiple dimension and all. Before that, we need to we agreed to write a small program so that we'll cover the single dimension array and also for loops.
For loops.
Okay, so let's go ahead and write this small program. So no, before even writing small program, I said there is one more type of declaring variable, right? Now that I'm directly initializing here, int marks equal to 98, 99, 86. Now that I don't declare it now, I'll just simply say that int marks equal to int of 5. That means I'm saying that inside my marks variable, I can store 5 values. I can store 5 values. So can someone tell me what does it print? A wild guess? I'm not storing values, guys. I'm not storing values. I am just declaring a variable which is of integer array. I'm allocating memory. I'm allocating memory with the new keyword, and I'm saying that this particular marks will have 5 values. Guys, please mute. Please mute.
So I can print the first 5 values of that array.
You can print the first 5 values, right?
Yeah.
But there is no values here.
Yeah.
Correct? Here you have values, Saurav. Here I'm passing values, but I'm only said that this particular array will have 5 values, but I'm not passing any values. Maybe I could do this. Marks of 0, I can explicitly pass it like this. 20, so not 25, 55. I can assign the values later like this. Marks of 1 equal to 77. I can assign it like this. I can keep on assigning till it becomes 5, but I'm not assigning any value. I'm not assigning any value. Let me run this program.
Error.
No error, no error. Any other guess?
5.
No, 5 is length, no?
After run, we will give the numbers.
No, I'm not giving now. I'm not.
After run.
After run.
execute.
No. See? What is the default value of an integer?
0.
0. The default value. Do you remember, guys? 3 days before or 4 days before we discussed a default value of an integer is 0. So when you don't initialize, when you don't pass value to any variable, by default, it is going to print you all zeros only. Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't initialize, so that meaning that take screenshot, guys. I'm just removing it off. Meaning that if I don't pass any value, everything will have 0 values until I pass the values. Let's say No, I'm not taking integer. I'm just taking char. So what will be the value now? What will be the output now? When I run it, see, nothing. There's no value. Let's say I'll create string. Let's remove this also. I need to create string. Null. The default value of a string is null. The default value of an int is 0.
0.
The default value of a decimal is 0.0. The default value of a char is empty string. Okay, so if you don't pass on any values, by default it is going to take the default value of those particular data types. Okay guys, clear?
Yes.
So if you don't pass on any values, by default it is going to take the default values and it will assume that some data will be later passed on to it. Okay,
Okay.
understood guys?
Yes.
Now
Yes.
let's come back. Now we covered for loop, while loop, do while loop, extended for loop. We also covered arrays. Array is a variable which holds the multiple values. Whenever we get a scenario like you need to hold different multiple values, exactly you'll use arrays. Okay, till now we are only discussing on single dimension array, a array which is holding multiple values we're discussing on. Okay, so going forward guys, our concentration would be this MS Word I closed. Our concentration would be so that you guys, anybody can prepare well ahead for the upcoming sessions. Arrays, single dimension I'm going to cover, multiple dimension I'm going to cover. There is one more thing called jagged array. Jagged, jagged array. Okay, and then we're going to start functions. We're going to start the functions and the major concept, string handling. So that is the reason I'm just keep on pushing the strings. I wanted to get into right time in order to explain the strings and all. These are the concepts that we're going to discuss in today and upcoming class, guys. Okay, we are already here. Arrays, single dimension array. We are here. We need to finish multiple dimension arrays, jagged arrays. Then we'll go to functions. Then we'll come up with the strings. Then we'll get into oops, which is major concepts of Java. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is the syntax for the extended for loop?
Extended for loop here. Okay, wait, I'll put it in the chat. Huh? You guys pick it up. As it web, I cannot open it. WhatsApp. You'll be able to access the chat here, right?
Yes.
Please
On
take
Zoom.
it from here. Yeah, on Zoom.
Yeah.
Who asked this question? What is this?
Harshika. What is the syntax for the extended?
Here it is, Harshika. Let me just explain it for you. The syntax is this, Harshika. Okay. So for the marks array variable, you know that marks array variable is holding strings of 5 strings. You are holding it. So I'm saying that string of x of marks. So each time for each loop, x holds the value. We're not declaring, we don't, in this type of extended for loop, we don't need to declare again a additional variable in order to loop the number of values inside the array. We don't need additional variable in order to loop the number of values inside a variable. We just declare an integer, sorry, an string variable against each value of array value. Okay, string x of marks. So when you write this, that is the reason it is saying that each x of 0, it prints null. X of 1, it also prints null. Let's say here we'll take that. Not here, not like this. Let's remove this normal program. Let's keep a breakpoint. Okay, I'm going to debug it. Harshika, you're watching it, right?
Yes.
Now you see my marks, I hold 5 values, right? Why did I stop by in 4 itself?
Because it is starting with 0.
It is starting with 0. Index is starting with 0. If I count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will be 5 values. So here I'm coming here. Now marks is an array. If you just mouse over on the marks, it will tell you what are the values it is already holding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have declared a single variable called string of x. So marks of first value, Hemchand. Okay. Again, it started looping for the second time. So now it consider this one. Okay. That's it. 3, 4, 5. It will come out. You understand it, Harshika? This is the syntax.
Okay. So
Okay, you
nothing
don't.
of giving any condition.
No, we're not giving any conditions because earlier we are giving condition because we are telling the for loop like reiterate this many times. Iterate this many times by giving marks.length. By giving marks.length, I'll tell you in Telugu, for loop ఇంతకు ముందు వాడిన for loop లో ఏంటంటే మనము ఎన్ని అయితే marks.length లో వాల్యూస్ వస్తున్నాయో అన్నిసార్లు లూప్ చేయమని చెప్తున్నాం. But here in this new syntax of for, what we are saying is we are directly giving marks. See, in our earlier, you guys remember, right? In our earlier for syntax, we are giving marks.length. So we are explicitly declaring a variable and we are looping with marks.length. Here we have directly given the array. We have directly given the array and we are looping it how many times it has, string of 5. So we don't need to do. One thing you observe, guys, here we'll not get into array out of bound error, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you by mistakenly give, marks.length -1 or marks.length greater than or equal to, if you by mistakenly, if you give such errors, there it will immediately found you like array out of index issue. It will immediately throw that error. It will throw. But here there is no question of having that kind of issue because already for knows it. Because for the for for loop, we are directly sending the marks. So for knows what is the value of marks. It will iterate as much as values inside the for and it will come out. Which one is easier, guys?
This is easier.
Extended for loop. Yeah.
Extended for loop is easier, right? Because earlier for loop and they keep on, upgrading the each for loop, each any condition or any loops, so that it will make the developer job easier. So that is the reason we'll go for extended for loop instead of doing for loop. For loop, we have every time we'll have to initialize a variable and map that variable with that length of the array, and then iterate it I++ and write the statement inside the for. Here, just directly pass that marks array, and in each variable, sorry, each value of marks array initialize with some string x of marks, and then loop it. So on each loop, it will take one value at once, right?
So we use the extended for loop only in the arrays?
No, anywhere you can use it. Anywhere you can use it.
Because we have to
Mostly,
declare some.
correct. Mostly we use it like arrays, array list, like that we'll use it. Because that will come with a set of values, right, Harshika?
Okay, yeah.
Because that will come with set of values. That's when mostly we'll use it with arrays and array list and all. Array list, I'll explain it later. For now, we are using it for arrays.
I have one doubt, Anna.
Yeah.
Actually, by using extended loop, the code is getting bigger and bigger. If you want to use the print to 100 students marks, right?
Why will it become bigger?
We have to initialize all the 100 students' names or the marks.
Here,
Yeah.
okay. Then we'll see now. I'll write a program to cover that question, your question. Okay. Now, as I said, I'm gonna write a program to print the report card of a student, right?
Yes.
So with this, we're gonna finish off arrays concept, guys. With this, we're gonna finish off at least a single dimension array. We're gonna finish off, and then we're gonna enter into multiple dimension of arrays. Okay. Now let's say string, not string. Let's take okay, scanner. Why do we need scanner?
For scanning purpose.
To take the input from the console
Yes.
dynamically. Every time we're declaring it a number of values here itself, right? Now I'm gonna take it dynamically. System dot in. One second. See. Now if I write any scanner, it is throwing me error, saying that, okay, I'm not able to understand what is the scanner for you. I'm not able to understand what is the scanner. It is asking either you import, there is a package called java.util. There is a package called java.util. You import the scanner from there or create a class called scanner. Okay. Create a class called scanner. So by meaning the, sorry guys, meaning that there is someone who has already written this class. There is someone who has already written this scanner class, and this scanner class is available to us in the package called
Include Java.
java.util.
Util.
See, in the java.util. What is our class name here?
Switch.
Switch is our class name. Guys, is it not visible? Should I increase the font or something?
No, it is
It's visible.
It is visible to everybody, right?
yes.
Yes.
Let me just zoom in. Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. See, our class is switch. Their class is already, someone has written class called scanner.
And
Okay. So by this, you understand that Java, everything is class based. Without class, you cannot write a program in a Java. Java is an object-oriented class, sorry, object-oriented programming, by which you'll have to write any programming within the class only, not outside the class. Okay. So as we are writing switch and we are implementing our own logic, someone has written scanner class which is part of this java.util, and then I'm making use of this scanner. Tomorrow you can write this switch and then you merged it as a package. This switch class can be used by someone else.
Oh.
You're getting the point, right, guys?
So it is like a storage where we are saving our
Correct.
programs.
You write a program, you want someone else to use the program, right?
Yeah.
So that is the reason someone has written the scanner class and then they imported they made as part of Java package, because this came with my Java installation only. When I install the Java, so it automatically, the scanner and all will be part of that class, that Java package. That is the reason when I'm saying java.util.scanner, it automatically giving me scanner class, which is inside that. Okay. If you just mouse over that, it will also explain you what that scanner will do. Okay. So now we're already reaching our time, guys. Let us finish this program. Scanner SC equal to new scanner sysout, enter the student name, enter the student name, enter the student name, enter the student name. Okay. Now, okay, I want a variable to store the student name. I want a variable to store the student name. What variable should I declare, guys? Can someone tell me?
String.
Exactly. Is Saurav you?
Yes.
Good, Saurav. String. For now, I'm just initializing with null value. I told you, no, string was
Default string value is null.
default is
Yes.
null. Default is null. Now, I'm inside this name. I'm gonna store the output of that scanner. So what I'm gonna see, sc dot that is string, right? For string, I have next line, sc dot next line. So here in the console, whatever the name I give, that name, I'm just storing it here in the name, inside the name variable. Now that name has the student, the name variable has now student name. Name variable holds the student name. Okay, we're good there. Now I wanted to know how many subjects are there for that student. I wanted to know how many subjects are there for the student. Now what I'm going to see, sysout, enter number of subjects, enter number of subjects, enter number of subjects. So
What
usually
does that /t means?
Yeah,
tab
backslash t.
slash t means one tab space, eight spaces.
Okay.
Okay. So now I'm saying that enter number of subjects, and I wanted to store the number. Usually it will be like 5, 6, 7 only, right? Subjects for any
Yes.
class.
Yes.
What variable can I declare now?
Int.
Exactly. I can declare int. Now I'm declaring int number of subjects equal to 0. Why 0? That is the default value. Okay. Now I'm storing the output of the whatever that I inputted from the command line. I need to store that number of subjects into this particular variable. Okay, number of subjects equal to sc dot next int. Line is to consider the string value, int is to consider the int value. Okay, what did I get now? I have got student name, I have got number of subjects.
Yes.
Number of subject variable holds the number of subject variable holds the what does it hold?
The number of
Subjects.
subjects. Yes.
Number of subjects.
Subjects. That's it. I'm here till here. I'm clear. Now I need to store the marks, right? Each marks for each subject. Marks for each subject I need to store. So now I'm coming with arrays. Int of array equal to new int. I don't know. Now I don't know what is the length of my marks. If I give number of subjects as 5, I need to collect marks for 5 subjects.
Yes.
Let's say if I give 7 subjects, I need to collect marks for the 7. Similarly, if I give 10 subjects, I definitely need to collect marks for the 10 subjects, right?
Yes.
So this marks is dependent on what? This
The
marks
number
is
of
dependent on
subjects.
number of subjects. So simply I'll pass it here. Making sense, guys? Making sense? Why am I giving a number of subjects here?
Yes.
Saurav.
Yes, without holding a different variable, I am just giving out
Yeah,
the
instead
number
of giving 5, 6, 7, because I'm getting it from my keyboard later.
Yes. Yes.
Dynamically, when running the program, I'm getting that value. So I cannot define it upfront, right? I don't know whether it is 5 or 7 or 8 or 10. I don't know that. So that is the reason. Whatever that I'll get as an input, whatever the value I'll get as an input, I'm holding it here. So tomorrow, if while runtime, if I give 5, so that this marks will have, I'll have to give marks for 5. If it is 7, I'll have to give marks for 7. Okay. Now let us do the for loop now. For loop. Int I equal to 0. Int I equal to 0. I less than or equal to marks dot length -1 I plus plus. I plus plus. Now sys out instead of let us not go to next line, because we will be taking data from the same line. System.out.println. Now here inside a loop, I need to collect marks for each subject, right? Enter marks for subject I plus 1. I plus 1. Slash T. What is the meaning, guys? Why am I written for loop here? Why did I written system.out.println inside the for loop? Anybody?
To print the marks for the subject.
To get the marks for the subjects. Let's say marks of I equal to SC dot. Just before someone asked me question, if I keep on writing, let's say if 100, I just here, if you see, we had this output. Hemchand we have printed once, Hemchand 1 we have written, Hemchand 2. Like this, if it is 100, how you have to write it for 100 lines, right? Now, how many times I'm writing? How many lines I have written? Only 5 lines. If I give 100 here, only these 3 lines only is going to be executed, right?
Yes.
If I
No,
give
but
you 20,
that is not extended for loop, right?
no, that is my wish. So now I'm writing for loop. You write for extended for loop.
If you use extended for loop, we cannot run the program for 100 times. We have to declare the values.
Which one?
If you directly give extended for loop, we cannot do the condition.
Correct. Exactly. You cannot do it, right? If you use the extended for loop, because extended for loop by default, it has to have it already. Okay. I'll see, but you will be able to do that also. I leave it to you. If you don't, if there is a way to handle that also. If you cannot do it, then tomorrow I will show you how to do it. Okay. Tomorrow I'll show you with the
Okay.
extended for loop also. You'll be able to write it.
Okay.
Okay. I'll show it tomorrow. Just think through. If you're able to get through, then it is fine. Otherwise, I'll show it tomorrow. Because we are already reached. We already crossed 4 minutes. Let us finish this program now. Okay. Now, what did I do? I have written the. I have taken the student name. I have taken the number of subjects. I have also taken the marks for each subject. Now I need to print the report card. Now I need to print the report card. First, I need to have the total. So I just declared a variable to total. So let's give some lines, spaces. Okay.
Chandu sir, actually I'm having one small doubt.
Yeah.
Backslash n means we can give backslash n also, no?
Next line it will go.
Yeah, next line.
It will go. Correct. It will work. Yeah, I'm doing some small kind of decoration, guys. Okay, now again we need line. Okay. Now let's say for int I equal to 0, I need to get the total of all the marks. Int I equal to 0, I less than or equal to marks dot length -1 I plus plus. Now, okay. Now, do we need to print? No, shall we print? Okay, we'll print. I plus 1 marks of I. marks of I. Now I'm just doing the total. Total plus equal to marks of I. So inside the total, I'll get the value. Now simply all I need to do is sys out total plus total plus now total is like we'll get okay. Let's say what do we do? Slash t slash t slash t average. Let's also display the average. Before average, let's display this plus total. Plus 100 into number of subjects. Okay, now let's display the average. So average, how do I get it? Okay. Total divided by, okay, sorry, average plus total divided by number of subjects. There is high chances of if you division a number, it will become a decimal values, right?
Yes.
So float. I'm just converting total into float. Explicit typecasting.
Testing.
Total. Let's to be careful. I'll also put this into some brace as we're doing division operation. I'll also put it in some brace again, all together into single brace. Okay, I guess we're done with the program now. Shall we run it? So, guys, you are there?
Yes.
Yeah. Now let's run the program. What is it asking? Enter the student name. Let's say HEMCHAND. See, it took one tab space.
Yes.
Hemchand. Now enter. Now it is asking number of subjects, 5. Okay. It is asking subject, enter marks for subject 1. Okay, here this line is executing. First I'll say 90. Okay, there I had used println. That is the reason it is going to next line. Okay, 85. 80. Again 90. 5th subject 75. So I'm done, guys. I'm done inputting. I'm done taking it from the. Why is the reason it is asking you to enter the data? Since you have user scanner, right? Scanner which will take the output from the command prompt. Okay. Now I'm done. Let's print the progress report. Okay. Though we decorated it, it hasn't turned out. Seems it hasn't turned out well. But watch it here, guys. Progress report. Name of the student is Hemchand. What are the subject marks that I printed here? And total is 420. 420 out of 500.
500.
Average 84.0. Because there is some chances of, if you give intentionally I have given 85, 95 and all, there wasn't much decimals. If you give 80, 90 and all, it will come as a decimal value. That is the reason I'm giving average as 84. Understood, guys?
Yes.
We are getting marks as 190, 285, 380.
No, that is here. I+1 we are displaying it, right? Let's say here. Also, we don't need this. Let us remove these tabs here. Let us also remove the tabs here.
Why those marks are green in color, sir?
Which one?
You erased actually. Those marks are green in color now.
Those marks are green in color, huh?
Yeah.
Even I too don't know. I'll find out.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not sure why is it taking color different as it comes to marks. Let's see if I give 30, will it give red color or something? It's 25 because of it failed. No, it is taking green only. 78. Okay. Now it is clear. Marks 1, subject marks 1. Sorry, it is subject 1 marks, it should be right. Subject 1 marks. You will have to give every time this one. 77, 77, 77, 77, 7. Is it clear now? Progress card. Name of the student is Hemchand. Subject 1 marks is 77, 77, 77. The total is out of 500. He got 315, which is 63%. Okay.
Yes.
So you guys use it tomorrow class. You guys use this instead of this. You use what is it? Extended for loop. Write it for extended for loop. Okay. And then we'll start discussing multiple dimension arrays in tomorrow's class. Multiple dimension arrays and then functions. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Practice this program.
Just go to the last part. I can take a screenshot. Yeah.
Oh. I'm anyways pasting it for you. Take the screenshot also.
Oh, one last question, Chandu sir. Actually, in line number 25, can you explain with more? The scan as SC, which is equal to.
Yeah, this is the scanner class which will take input from the command line. Okay. They use this particular class so that it will take input from the command line. Okay, that is the reason. In the output, see here, enter the name of this enter the student name. I'm giving it Hemchand. Okay, SCs. And this anyways I'll explain it later, because scanner SC equal to new scanner. This is an object creation of this particular class. This will come in our OOPS concepts. Do not get confused. Just remember this. This particular line, this is a class file. This is the object of the class file. And this is the new memory allocation. This is the constructor. And then this is the passing arguments to the constructor. Okay. This will come in OOPS concepts. Okay. For now, just remember that scanner is to take the input from your console. Okay. So you guys took a screenshot?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm trying to copy and paste it here, but somehow Is it going or? I think I'll not be able to send this much, I guess. Or I'll put it, I'll somehow put you in the WhatsApp group, guys. Okay, this particular lines of code. But better you take screenshot also, so that you will be able to practice it. Okay, maybe I don't think so. You can use what is that extended for here, but here you can use the extended for. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions? Practice this program, use the extended for loop, then we are done with the loops concepts. Okay, then we'll enter into the we are already also covered array. We'll enter into the multi-dimension. From there, the very important classes for functions. Okay.
Okay.
Sure, guys, have a great day. Okay, start practicing again. Whoever has not practiced yet, start practicing now. At least start with this program. You know, even by looking it or not, you can start. You just start writing this program on your hands and try to get the same output as we did it in the class today. No, you will get a better hold of the programming. Okay. Sure. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. And we're done for the day. Let's meet tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.